Hey guys, welcome to the Silver Report. Today is Monday, February 6th, 2017. We have gold on the move, trading at $1,231.30. Silver, very symbolic number. We're back up at 1776 for silver. That's a 1% gain on the day, 0.89% gain for gold. We have gold prices extending last week's 2.4% gains. They reached new 3-month highs on Monday in London. It's breaking above the $1,230 an ounce, even as the U.S. dollar rose on the FX market amid news of, here we have it, the French presidential candidate Marine Le Pen calling for a Frexit. That's right, folks, Frexit. Now we have Brexit, Grexit, and Frexit. What we have before us is the complete and total collapse of the European Union. And all this talk about how great things are, and you really need to be paying attention to what's really going on in the world. We're calling for a Frexit from the European Union. Silver rose alongside it. It lagged in new highs in gold prices, but it still is at $17.76 an ounce. Now we have this Marine Le Pen. He's proposing a 10% cut to France's income tax rate for lower earners, plus retention of 35-hour working week. Le Front's national 144-point manifesto says Le Pen would begin the 6 months of radical renegotiations of France's membership of the EU if elected in May. And so this is great news for France, terrible news for the world economy, because we know that the central planners, the central banks that are controlling this European Union, they don't want to see France leave. They don't want to see Great Britain leave. They don't want to see Greece leave. But the people want freedom. Nothing is more dangerous than trying to stop an idea whose time has come. And the time has come. The British economy has already suffered from last year's Brexit vote, despite the actual process of leaving the EU having not begun, with the European shares inching lower. French bond yields doubling so far in 2017, rising sharply above comparable German rates. Gold added 0.8% for the week so far to reach the highest dollar price since mid-November. Gold and silver continue to move higher in February, largely on account of the continued weakness in the dollar, coupled with geopolitical distress and problems, while the new U.S. President Donald Trump and NATO alliance chief Jens Stoltenberg discussed the escalating violence with pro-Russian separatists in Ukraine, eastern Donbas region at the weekend. We also have the U.S. standoff with Iran. That's the most problematic. We know that Iran announced last week that they were going to be no longer using the U.S. dollar. So, as we could say, this is the most problematic. Yes, war with Iran, because we see Iran not backing down. They're coming out in the news saying that they are ready to stand in defense of their country, that no one has the guts to attack them. If tensions escalate, one side or the other could pull out of the nuclear accords. We could see an immediate spike in gold and silver, an immediate influx in gold and silver because of the destabilizing of the world. Looking further ahead, gold will climb about 6% in 2017 due to the amount of political risk being created alone. We have the new administration, a reshaping of the world, a moving away from this globalized economy, and don't think they're going to go easy. The winner we see here, money managers betting on gold prices through COMEX futures and options grew their bullish positions and cut their bearish contracts as a group last week. New data showed last Friday. Altogether, that raised their net speculative long position on gold prices by more than 1/5 to an 8-week high, still only 60% of the last 10 years average. So we see massive moves going on in the gold paper market. Massive moves in the gold market, and now we see the COMEX silver contracts, meantime, saw the managed money category extend its net speculative long better than 14%, according to positioning data reported to the U.S. regulator of the CFTC, reaching a 17-week high. The net spec long amongst money managers in COMEX silver stands 176% larger than its 10-year average. So we're looking to see massive returns coming in on silver. And also some instability coming from this, because we know that the federal planners, the federal central bank, does not want to see gold and silver taken off. We saw with this recent decision going on, or this bill being introduced in Utah, the dangers of the desire of the public to have a free money, a real money, not tied. In the previous video, it was kind of documenting the destruction we're facing with the United States dollar and the inevitability of the rise in the price of silver, not only based on demand, because demand worldwide is surging. Holdings of the world's largest gold-backed ETF vehicle, the SPDR Gold Trust, NYSEA GLD, grew about 0.4% to 814 tons on Friday. So we see not only massive moves in silver, but also in gold. Globally, we see demand rising and also price rising. There was a little hiccup that happened in the price in India last week after they instituted a 12.5% on all bullion purchases of silver coins, but we see them back at it with a spike in demand and a rise in price in the ruble. So we are seeing big moves happening around the United States, happening in the silver world and the gold world. This is great news. And just despite all of this, this recent rush into the stock market, the severely overvalued stock market, combined with the tensions in the European Union, we are going to see, it sounds like it's all excitement, all tensions, but really, what are we talking about? Rooting on the collapse of the economic system. It's great for silver investors, bad for people holding cash, bad for people who have their retirement in the stock market, bad for people who don't have precious metals, even who are holding dollars, bad for people who are dependent paycheck to paycheck, like most of us are in this great, wonderful country of ours. And it's terrible news. And it's something that we need to take into account, not only to be excited because of the rise of silver, because what it means ultimately is a reshaping of your world as you know it. A redefining of what it means to be American, what it means to be human. And there's some basic needs. There's some basic needs that you need to cover. And one of these big needs is going to be food and water and security for your home, because we are entering dark times. I know it was a real exciting intro, but these are dark times. Do you understand what the collapse of the European Union means for the West, means for America in general? The largest ally of the United States military. We have confrontation going on with Iran, who is an ally of Russia. And despite all of the friendly words that took place during this election, do you think that Iran is an option to stay out of war with? They are announcing publicly the stopping of use of the US dollar for trade and oil. We also have Russia and China all stopping the use of the US dollar. This is a currency war. It is a declaration of war on the US dollar. Somebody left a note in the comments, and I thought for a second that they might have been saying something to kind of laugh at me and just wait until the collapse of the US dollar happens. But do you think that my position is one that doesn't agree with you? I see what you're saying as a very certain reality, that we are facing the imminent collapse of the US dollar in the United States, that we are facing dangerous times to the point where you will go to the grocery store and the shelves will be empty. You will go and search for food, even for gas. The lines at the gas pumps will be long until there's closed signs. There's no more options. A war with Iran, a massive power. It's not just that it is Iran, but what do we see in Syria? We saw the United States have a proxy war in Syria, and they lost to Russia. And we're going to see Russia once again rise up to defend Iran and China. All three of these countries we've been at odds with for a long time. And despite friendly words about maybe working together to solve some world problems, the bigger world problem is the fact that they see weakness in the US dollar. They see weakness in the United States. And it is a joined attempt to depart from the US dollar, and more countries will follow suit. Because as we see in India during this move away from cash, the desire for the people to be into stable money, to be in solid money, and in the previous slides, what it means to live in a world where money can be created at will by somebody without any kind of value, any kind of backing, that it is a world destined to fall, and that people want out from under the US dollar. This currency we've created, they don't desire to be under the US dollar. And so what we're going to see is a radical change in the way you live, the way your world as you see it exists. And it's time now to take steps to prepare. I know right now we're at a higher silver price than we were a couple weeks ago, but it's still low enough. It's still low enough. These tensions are almost guaranteeing a rise in the price. You know, we're one tweet away from gold going through the roof. And so whatever you do, examine the facts. Don't just listen to what the talking heads are telling you, or not even me. Examine the facts for yourself and where we're at in the world, because we are facing very troubling times. You're watching the collapse of the European Union as we speak. This will be felt around the world. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe. There'll be more videos just like this. Like the videos, share the content, guys. The best way to be able to make a difference in our world. We're unhappy. We're unhappy with the system of money. We're unhappy with this political elite that is controlling our airwaves with their propaganda they call news, warping the minds of our children and this generation. And the only chance we have is information. Because we are in an information war, guys. And so share the videos, get it out, share this information that maybe they too could examine the facts, and we begin to change hearts and minds in this country, and we begin to see a difference. I thank you guys so much for joining me. Remember, stay safe. Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. I told you we had something special coming up. So what we're gonna do, I just got a nice package in the mail. Got two brand new 2017 Canadian maples. Man, I love these coins. What a beautiful coin that is. Oh, I guess you're wondering about the title of the video. That's right. This is Free Silver February, guys. And I figured since the channel's been doing so good and picking up so many subscribers, I thought it was time to give a little something back to my audience. So for every person who subscribed, all you have to do, guys, is comment on 3 different videos the message Free Silver February. And for everybody who types the message Free Silver February in 3 different videos, each 3 videos, you're entered in for a chance to win one of these brand new silver Canadian maples. Brand new, never touched by human hands. Well, at least since they've been in my possession. Brand new spotless coins. And they're yours, guys. I'll pay shipping. So if you want to partake in the contest, all you gotta do is be subscribed. Type in Free Silver February. I'll make it even sweeter. Every 3 videos you post that comment in, you're entered in. So there's no limit. The only limit is the amount of videos, because it's gotta be on 3 separate videos. Alright, and I'll make it even sweeter since the channel's been doing so well, guys. And if you're new to this channel, we talk a little bit about politics, a little bit about the current economic crisis we're facing that they're trying to ignore. It's kind of one of those fake news sites they've been warning you about. So this is what I'm going to do, guys, since it's been doing so good. If we surpass 1,000 subscribers, which I'm assuming we will, at the current rate, we'll blow past that before the end date, February 27, 2017, I'm going to double it. So you get 2 ounces of silver, and even more than that, I'll throw in 5 mercury dimes. Absolutely free. I'll pay shipping, and we're going to do the drawing live, guys. Good old-fashioned pull names out of a hat. You know what I mean. So here's your chance, guys, if you want to enter in. It's not that difficult for all my audience, all my faithful subscribers. Everyone who's subscribed, all you have to comment is free silver February and you're in. Alright, but thank you guys for joining me. This message is effective January 27th, 2017. Let the games begin.